I hate you, T-Rex!
The T-Rex, is it safe? Is it alright?
It seems in your anger you killed it.
Oh, I couldn't have! It was alive, I felt it! No!
Hey, I'm Raphael. I used to work in the movie industry as a professional Steadicam operator until I discovered that I could make pretty much any of the movie props I'm so passionate about using only that.
That's incredible!
In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to turn this into this into this, and this into this. And of course, you find a complete list of everything I use in the description box below, as well as all templates necessary for you to make this impressive helmet yourself at home.
Do it.
Now let's jump right into the tutorial. The first thing to do is cutting out the templates that you'll find in my shop in the description box below. Then, using a regular glue stick, glue them on your cardboard. Next, using a precision knife, a box cutter or very sharp scissor, cut out the pieces. You'll have to do that for all the following pieces of this tutorial. Start by cutting the piece number 1, brush the corrugations with your fingers to make it more malleable, and close the notches with glue. To do so, I used a cheap 15-watt hot glue gun. Don't forget that you'll find all products and tools that I used in the description box below this video. Cut the piece number 2, the same way brush the corrugations and close the notches, and glue this edge on the piece number 1 here. Cut the pieces number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, again smash the corrugations and close the notches, glue the edges of the piece number 3 here, the piece number 4 on the right here, glue the pieces number 5, 6 and 7 together, and glue the two elements together on the edges over here. Next, using a thicker cardboard, cut the pieces number 8, 9 and 10, and of course crush the corrugations and close the notches, and glue them together on the edges that way. Next, glue the two elements together starting by the front. Doing so, pay attention to leave the exceeding thickness of the cardboard on the outside here. Next, using the reversed pieces, make another one exactly the same way and glue them together that way. Glue the piece number 11 in the middle here, the piece number 12 on the top, and another piece number 12 in the middle of the back here, and cut what exceeds. Next, cut the pieces number 13, 14 and 15, crush the corrugations to make them curvy, and glue them on top of each other that way. Cut the piece number 16, mash the corrugations and close the notches, and glue these two edges together. So that you end up with a curvy tube like that. Glue this one on the top here. Using the piece 17, make another one, and glue it underneath here. Next, cut the pieces number 18, 19 and 20, and glue them over here that way. Next, cut several squares of cardboard, like that, and glue them all over the back here. Afterwards, using the reversed template, make the reverse side of it exactly the same way, and glue both elements together in the middle here.
By the way, are you watching the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series? I think it's pretty good. What do you think? Do you like it? Tell me in the comment section below.
Next, cut the pieces 21, 22 and 23, crush their corrugations to make them curvy, and glue them together on the edges that way. And of course, using the reversed pieces, make the reversed side the same way and glue them together in the middle here. Next, using your precision knife, remove the first layer of corrugations from this triangle over here. Cut the piece number 24 and glue it in the middle here. Doing so, pay attention to leave a small space in the front here. Glue the piece 25 on the side here. And of course, glue the reversed piece on the opposite side. Next, cut the pieces 26, 27 and 28, crush the corrugations and close the notches, and glue them together on the edges that way. Cut the piece 29, with your fingers make it curvy, and glue the two edges here together. Next, bend the bottom of it strongly to make an angle. To end up with a shape that looks like that. Cut the piece number 30, smash the corrugations and close the notch, and glue it underneath here. Next, cut the piece 33 and glue it inside the hole on the edges over here. And glue the whole element underneath over here. Next, cut the pieces 31 and 32, bend strongly these edges with your fingers, and glue them together that way. And glue the element in the openings here. And of course, make the reverse side of it exactly the same way using the reversed template, and glue them together on this edge here. Afterwards, cut the pieces number 34, 35, 36 and 37, glue them on top of each other, and glue the whole elements on these two edges here against the front edge over here. Glue the piece number 38 underneath here, the reversed one on the opposite side the same way, and the piece 39 in the front here. Next, cut the piece 41, make it curvy with your fingers, and glue it on the nose over here. Then glue the piece number 40 in the middle here, flush with the edge of the piece 41, and glue the pieces 42, 43 and 44 on top of it that way. Then remove the first layer of corrugations from the middle of the piece 45 and glue it underneath the nose over here. Afterwards, apply a thin layer of a cheap modeling paste everywhere. To do so, I used silicone spatulas, the same kind you would use to make a cake. That's gonna help you to smooth out all the imperfections of the cardboard.
If you don't have modeling paste or you just don't want to buy some, just skip that step and jump to the next one at the timestamp here, which is applying the paper. The modeling paste I'm applying here is gonna help me to make the surface of my helmet smoother. But to be totally honest, you'll end up with a very similar result without even using it. So why are you doing it, you may ask? Well, you know me guys, I'm a freaky perfectionist and I've been waiting to make this Darth Vader helmet for ages, so I wanted to make it as true and accurate as possible. That's just the reason why. But as I said, if you don't want to do that, just skip to the next step.
If you decide not to use modeling paste, just crush the sharp edges with your fingers to make them slightly smoother. With the paper you're gonna apply later in this tutorial, it should be enough for you to get a quite smooth result. Next, with a little bit of sandpaper, smooth out all surfaces. So that you end up with very smooth surfaces everywhere. Then make a mix of white glue and water. tear up pieces from a brown paper, the same kind you receive within your Amazon deliveries for instance, soak them in your mix of white glue and water, crush them slightly to make them more malleable, with your fingers remove what exceeds, and apply them on the entire helmet. Don't hesitate to use small tools like that to apply the paper more efficiently in the smallest areas. So that you end up with a very smooth surface like that. And of course repeat this whole process for the 3 other parts of the helmet. Then, using thin uncorrugated cardboard, the same kind you receive from Amazon for the small items for instance, cut a few pieces like that one and glue them on top of each other using white glue or any type of PVA glue. So that you end up with a thick piece of cardboard like that. We're gonna use it to cut all the small pieces from the templates 24, 25, 26 and 27. Glue the pieces from the templates 24 on the mask that way. And the reversed pieces from the templates 25 on the reversed side the same way. Then from the same cardboard, cut several stripes like that and glue them into this opening here to make the grid. Glue the first one on the bottom here and 6 smaller ones over here. Next, cut several slices from that same thin uncorrugated cardboard and glue them on the back here to finish the grid. And cut what exceeds. Next, make another thick stacked cardboard, break it in several smaller pieces like that and glue them on top of the mask that way. And then glue several smaller ones on top of them to end up with something that looks like that. Afterwards, glue the small pieces from the templates 26 and 27 on the neck elements that way. Then cut another stripe from a thick stacked cardboard, break it in several small squares and glue them all over the back of the neck. Also wrap 2 pieces like that on the tips of the tubes here and add thin stripes like that on top of them. And of course do the same for the opposite side. Next, glue these small pieces from the templates 26 on the front part of the neck element here. Then, the same way you did for the mask, make a small grid here. Next, using the same brown paper you used to cover the mask, cut pieces that looks like that, roll them up tightly with your fingers, and soak them in the mix of white glue and water you made before. Make another one the same way and glue them together that way. Then, using grey paper, the same kind you get within your Amazon deliveries as well, make another roll like that, cut a thin slice from it, with your precision knife sharpen the tip of the roll, glue the small slice back on it, cut it over here, and glue it on the tip here that way. And then glue this whole element on the side over here. And of course, make another one for the opposite side. Then, using that same grey paper, make another thinner roll like that, shape it with your finger to make it a little bit curvy, and glue it on the side here. Then, still with grey paper, make a large roll like that. Sharpen slightly the tip of it with your precision knife, cut it at about 2 cm from the tip, and glue it on the tip here. And of course, you guess it, make another one for the opposite side. From that same thick roll, cut a piece that looks like that, glue it over here, and glue another one on the opposite side. Next, make several more rollers in different sizes like that, as well as more stacked pieces of cardboard like this one, and use them to add as many details as you can everywhere. To do so, again, don't hesitate to have a look on the reference pictures that are linked in the description box below with the template. Also, don't hesitate to add some design with a regular pencil like this one. Don't hesitate to use your hot glue gun to make some large wiring on the mask. Just cover them with brown paper afterward.
Don't forget that all the templates that you need to make this helmet yourself at home are in the description box below, as well as the tools and products that I use.
Also, add a small piece of grey paper on the nose over here. Next, glue small magnets like this one to connect the different parts of the mask. Glue 2 of them here. A few more over here. Of course, do the same on the opposite side and glue the opposite magnet on the neck element. And do the same here and here to connect the back part of the neck. To stack up the magnet to make the connection stronger if you need to. Then glue a few larger magnets on the top of the mask in the middle hole here. Stack opposite magnets on top of them. Cut and glue a small circle of cardboard on top of them. Pour a large quantity of hot glue on it. And glue it inside the dome like that. Next, using the pattern from the template 24, cut a piece like that, close the notches and make a hole at eye level. And glue on it a piece from a one-way glass film that you can buy quite cheaply from Amazon. And glue it behind the mask to make the visor. And next, I applied 2 layers of a glossy varnish on the entire construction to make it more sustainable and all shiny, of course.
I'm very pleased with it. If you feel like you could use more extended visuals about the specific step that I have shown a little bit too fast, I want to let you know that I also recorded the entire construction from start to finish, and I made a very long time-lapse video available for the members of this channel down in the description box below. And if you want to watch more videos about how to make props out of cardboard, like the Stormtrooper helmet, the entire Mandalorian armor, and many more things from the Star Wars universe, click this playlist right here, and of course, subscribe if you are not already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next epic build with cardboard. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. You said that one. I don't know what to do with my hands.